My name is Maren Whitfield. I'm 23 years old. The morning my life was supposed to change, I stood at a bus stop in my college graduation gown while my parents stood in our driveway, handing my younger sister the keys to a brand new Tesla. I had worked 3 jobs to earn that degree. She had just finished high school. My ceremony was 45 minutes away. Her car was parked 10 houses down from me, shining in the sun with a red bow on the hood. My mother cried happy tears for her. My father clapped like she had won a national award. And me? I stood on the sidewalk in a cheap black gown, holding my cap in one hand and a crumpled bus fare in the other, waiting for public transportation to take me to the biggest day of my life. No one asked how I was getting there. No one took one picture of me. No one even noticed when the bus doors opened and I stepped inside. As the bus pulled away, I looked back through the dirty window. My family was still gathered around the Tesla, laughing, hugging, and taking photos. They did not see me leave. That was the moment something inside me went quiet. Not broken. Quiet. And that quiet became the beginning of everything they never saw coming. Subscribe and stay with me, because this is the story of the daughter they left at a bus stop, the sister they spoiled with a Tesla, and the day they finally came asking for help from the one person they never believed would rise. I grew up in a beautiful house in Austin, Texas, a 2-story brick home with white columns, black shutters, and a front lawn my father treated like a business card. From the outside, we looked like the kind of family people trusted. Successful father, elegant mother, 2 daughters, Sunday dinners, holiday photos, clean windows, perfect smiles. But inside that house, everything had a place, and so did everyone. My younger sister, Brielle Whitfield, was the center of every room. She was the golden child, the girl with the bright laugh, perfect hair, and the effortless charm adults loved. She could walk into a room and make people feel chosen just by smiling at them. My parents adored that. My father, Grant Whitfield, was a commercial real estate developer. He measured the world in square footage, market value, and return on investment. He loved things that looked good from the outside. Tall glass buildings, polished cars, expensive watches. And Brielle. To him, she was a beautiful investment, a daughter who reflected well on him. She was social, pretty, confident, easy to show off. He paid for dance lessons, tennis coaching, private tutors, weekend trips, designer clothes, and anything else that helped her shine. When he came home from work, his first question was always the same. "Where's my star?" He meant Brielle. Always Brielle. I was different. Quiet, studious, careful. The kind of daughter who did her homework before dinner, cleaned her own room, packed her own lunch, and rarely asked for anything. My father called me low maintenance. He meant it as a compliment, but I learned early that low maintenance meant easy to ignore. My mother, Vivica Whitfield, was softer than my father, but not kinder. She lived through Brielle. She managed her dance schedules, school events, outfits, friendships, parties, and every small emotional storm that passed through Brielle's life. If Brielle was sad, the whole house adjusted. If Brielle was excited, the whole house celebrated. If Brielle was nervous, my mother called it a crisis. If I was exhausted, overwhelmed, or lonely, my mother called it growing up. That was the rule in our house. Brielle's feelings were emergencies. Mine were interruptions. I remember being 15, standing in the kitchen with a letter in my hand. I'd been accepted into a summer business program at the University of Texas. It was competitive. I had written essays, gathered recommendations, and stayed up late polishing my application. When I told my parents, my father looked up from his steak and said, "Good. That will look strong on college applications." That was all. Good, strong, useful. Then he turned to Brielle. "Tell me again about the theme for your spring formal. Your mother and I were thinking you need a new dress." My news disappeared before it had even landed. That was normal. My achievements were like mail left on the counter. Someone noticed them. No one celebrated them. The same thing happened in 8th grade. I had spent 3 months working on a science fair project about solar-powered water purification. I burned my fingers soldering wires. I stayed up late reading articles I barely understood. I spent weekends in the garage, surrounded by tools, plastic tubing, and nervous hope. When I won first place at the state level, I thought maybe this would finally be big enough. I carried the trophy home with both hands. It was tall, shiny, and heavier than I expected. I found my parents in the living room, helping Brielle practice 3 lines for a school play. "I won!" I said. My voice sounded brighter than I wanted it to. My mother smiled, but only halfway. "Oh, Maren, that's wonderful. Please keep your voice down for a second. Brielle is trying to focus." My father glanced at the trophy. "State level. Impressive." Then he turned back to Brielle. "Start from the second line again, sweetheart. Add more emotion this time." I stood there holding that trophy, feeling stupid for thinking it would matter. A few days later, Brielle performed her 3 lines in the school play. My parents stood up and cheered like they were at a Broadway opening. Afterward, they took us all out for ice cream. It was never about the achievement. It was about who achieved it. At Christmas, the difference became even clearer. One year, Brielle got riding lessons, new boots, a designer coat, a tablet, and a stack of wrapped boxes taller than the coffee table. I got a desk lamp and a set of reference books. "To help you keep up those grades," my father said. He meant well, maybe. But even his gifts told the truth. Brielle was meant to be delighted. I was meant to be useful. By the time I reached high school, I had stopped asking for much. Not because I did not want things, because wanting things in that house made me feel foolish. When I turned 16, I asked if I could get a car. Not a new car, not anything fancy. Just something reliable enough to get me to school, work, and home. My father shook his head. "Money is tight, Maren. If you want a car, you'll need to earn it. It will build character." So I got a summer job at a grocery store. I scanned cereal boxes, bagged produce, wiped down counters, and smiled at customers who acted like I was invisible. Every dollar went into savings. By the end of summer, I bought a used sedan with bad speakers, scratched paint, and an air conditioner that worked only when it felt generous. I loved that car because it was mine. 2 years later, Brielle turned 16. My parents blindfolded her and walked her into the driveway. A new compact car sat there with a red bow on the hood. She screamed. My mother cried. My father filmed the whole thing. Brielle had not worked one day. When I looked at my mother, she said, "Brielle just isn't built for summer jobs. It would crush her spirit." Apparently, my spirit was more durable. College was my way out. I got into a university in Austin with a partial academic scholarship. My parents were proud in the way people are proud of good weather. Happy it happened, not personally involved. My scholarship covered tuition, but not the rest. Not housing, not books, not food, not transportation, not the small daily costs that make survival expensive. My parents sent $100 a month, just enough to say they helped, not enough to actually help. Everything else was on me. So I worked. I worked at the campus security office from 11 at night until 7 in the morning. I worked weekends at a coffee shop near campus. I picked up freelance admin jobs whenever I could. I built my life around exhaustion. At night, I wore a stiff security uniform and walked quiet campus paths with a flashlight. While other students went to parties or studied in groups, I sat in a small guard station under harsh fluorescent lights, watching camera screens and reading textbooks between patrols. The coffee from the old machine tasted burned and bitter. I drank it anyway. At 7 in the morning, I walked back to my dorm like a ghost. I slept for 2 or 3 hours. Then, I went to class. Sometimes, I woke up with ink on my cheek because I had fallen asleep over my notebook. Sometimes, I ate crackers for dinner because I had used my grocery money on a textbook. Sometimes I cried in the shower because it was the only place no one could see me fall apart. But I did not quit. I could not quit. There was no safety net under me. My sister's life looked different. Brielle's social media was a steady stream of ease. Formal dresses, weekend trips, brunches, concerts, shopping hauls, captions like, "Thanks, Mom and Dad." I would see those posts at 3 in the morning while sitting in the guard station with a cold protein bar in my hand. I told myself not to look. Then I looked anyway. It was not just the money. It was the softness. Her life had cushion. Mine had concrete. Still, I kept going. I studied marketing and business strategy, not because it sounded glamorous, but because I wanted to understand how people and companies became visible. Maybe that sounds strange, but when you grow up invisible, visibility becomes fascinating. I wanted to know why some people were seen, believed, celebrated, and remembered. I wanted to know why others could work themselves to the bone and still disappear. During my junior year, I got an unpaid internship at a small marketing firm called Calder & Voss. The office was crowded, underfunded, and always slightly chaotic. My official title was intern. In reality, I made coffee, answered phones, organized files, and ran errands. But I watched everything. How clients were pitched, how campaigns were built, how brands told stories, how small details made people care. After everyone left, I stayed late to teach myself design software on the office computers. I read old campaign briefs. I studied failed proposals. I rewrote copy no one asked me to rewrite. The owner, Mr. Lionel Voss, was in his late 50s and looked permanently tired. He was gruff, impatient, and honest. At first, he barely noticed me. Then, one day, he found a memo I had left on his desk with ideas for a small bakery client they had almost dropped. He read it while standing in the hallway. Then he looked at me over his glasses. "Not bad, Whitfield." Coming from him, that felt like applause. The real turning point came on a rainy Wednesday. A major client had fired the firm, and the whole office felt like a funeral. Mr. Voss walked out of his office, carrying an old accordion file covered in dust. He dropped it on my desk. "This is the graveyard," he said. "Dead leads from the last 10 years. Small businesses we never signed. Go through it. Make a spreadsheet, I don't care. Just stay busy." He meant it as busy work. But when I opened that file, I saw something different. Not dead leads. Stories. A bakery run by a woman named Nadine Mercer, who still used her grandmother's recipes. An auto repair shop owned by a man named Thomas Bell, whose customers praised his honesty, but whose website looked like it had been built in 2004. A tailor, a used bookstore, a guitar maker, a florist who grew half her own flowers in a backyard greenhouse. They were not failing because they lacked passion. They were failing because no one could see them. They were excellent and invisible. I understood that. For 2 weeks, I became obsessed. I looked up each business. Their websites were broken. Their social media pages were empty. Their photos were blurry. Their stories were hidden. The big agencies ignored them because their budgets were too small. But I could not stop thinking about them. They reminded me of myself. Hardworking, overlooked, better than people assumed. That was when the idea came. Not gently, like lightning. What if I built an agency for the overlooked? Not corporations with huge budgets, not brands that already had attention. Small businesses, local owners, people with real stories and no one helping them tell those stories well. I wrote the name in my notebook at 2 a.m. Bright Harbor Digital. I circled it 3 times. It felt like a door opening. The week before graduation, I was barely sleeping. Final exams, last internship tasks, campus security shifts, packing my dorm, returning borrowed books, trying to keep myself from collapsing before the finish line. But underneath the exhaustion, hope kept rising. Graduation day was circled on my calendar in red. Saturday, May 18th, 10 a.m. I had imagined it for months. My parents sitting in the audience, my father pretending not to be emotional, my mother dabbing her eyes, Brielle taking pictures, lunch afterward at a restaurant they usually saved for her birthdays. For once, I wanted to be the reason we celebrated. The night before my last final, I used the last $70 in my bank account to buy a simple blue dress to wear under my gown. I stood in my dorm room, holding it against myself, imagining my mother saying I looked beautiful. I should have known better. After my last exam, I called her. "Mom," I said, unable to hide my happiness. "I'm officially done. I passed everything. I just wanted to confirm plans for Saturday." There was a pause. "What plans, sweetheart?" My smile faded. "My graduation. The ceremony is at 10. I sent the tickets last month. I was hoping we could go to lunch afterward. My treat." Another pause. Longer this time. Then my mother's voice softened in that careful way it always did before disappointment. "Oh, honey, about Saturday." My stomach dropped. My father took the phone. "Maren, we won't be able to make it. Brielle's graduation gift is being delivered Saturday morning. It's a tight window and we need to be there to sign." I sat completely still. "Her graduation gift?" "A Tesla," he said. "Pearl white. It's a significant gift for a significant milestone." "Her high school graduation is in 2 weeks." "It's the only delivery window," he said. "Our hands are tied." Our hands are tied. I looked at the blue dress hanging on the closet door. "What about my ceremony?" My mother came back on the line. "Don't be dramatic, Maren. It's just the ceremony. The important part is that you earned the degree. We're proud of you. You're so independent. You can take the bus or get a ride. You'll figure it out." "You'll figure it out." That was the sentence they had built my whole life around. "We'll celebrate later," she added brightly. "You'll have to see Brielle's car. She is just over the moon." I could not speak. The lump in my throat felt too large. "Okay," I whispered. "Wonderful," she said. "Love you." The line went dead. I sat on my bed with the phone still in my hand. For a long time, I just stared at the dress. It no longer looked elegant. It looked foolish. A costume for a daughter who had believed she mattered. The next morning, I put it on anyway. Then, I pulled the black graduation gown over it. The fabric was scratchy. The cap kept slipping. I took one photo of myself in the mirror because I knew no one else would. Then I walked to the bus stop. The sun was bright. Too bright for how empty I felt. Down the street, in my parents' driveway, Brielle was screaming with joy. The Tesla gleamed like a trophy. My mother hugged her. My father took pictures. Neighbors came outside. Someone clapped. I stood at the bus stop and watched another ceremony happen on the morning of mine. No one waved. No one called my name. No one said, "Wait, Maren, we'll drive you." The bus arrived with a tired hiss. I climbed in, paid my fare, and sat by the window. As we pulled away, I looked back. They were still laughing, still taking pictures, still surrounding Brielle like the world had narrowed to her happiness. They did not see me go. That bus ride became the quiet beginning of everything. The sticky vinyl seat, the rumble of the engine, the strangers around me. All of it felt more honest than the family I had left behind. I stared out the window and made a promise to myself. Not loud, not dramatic. A cold, private vow. This feeling ends with me. One day, they would drive miles in whatever fancy car they owned just to see my name somewhere they never believed it could be. I graduated that morning with honors. No one from my family saw me cross the stage. No one took a picture. No one heard my name called. But I heard it, and that mattered. The day after graduation, I did not go home. I took the $2,347 I'd saved over 4 years and used it to start Bright Harbor Digital. My first office was a basement storage room behind an old building near East Austin. 10 feet by 12 feet. Concrete walls, no windows, one flickering light. It smelled like dust, damp air, and old cardboard. It cost $300 a month. It was perfect. I bought a used laptop from a pawn shop, a wobbly desk from a thrift store, a chair that squeaked when I moved. I printed 100 business cards on thick paper because I wanted them to feel real. Then, I went to Nadine Mercer's bakery, Mercer's rolling pin. The place smelled like cinnamon, butter, and warm sugar. Nadine stood behind the counter with flour on her apron and worry in her eyes. The bakery was beautiful and almost empty. I gave her my pitch. My voice shook at first, but I kept going. I told her I believed her food could bring people in if they could see it. She smiled kindly, but tiredly. "Honey, I've heard it before. Big promises, bigger bills. I can't afford it." "You don't have to," I said. That part I had practiced. "Let me work for you free for 1 month. I'll build your website, run your social pages, take new photos, and create a small local ad campaign. If business doesn't improve, you owe me nothing. You can keep everything." She studied me for a long moment. Maybe she saw how badly I needed someone to take a chance on me. Maybe she recognized another overlooked person. "All right," she said. 1 month. That month nearly killed me. I photographed pastries in the morning, wrote website copy in the afternoon, designed posts at night, ran ads targeting people within 5 miles, interviewed Nadine about her grandmother's recipes, and turned that story into the heart of her brand. By the second Saturday, a line had formed outside the bakery. People came in holding up their phones, asking for the cinnamon rolls they had seen online. At the end of the month, Nadine's revenue had quadrupled. She came to my basement office with tears in her eyes and handed me a check for double what we agreed. That check was more than money. It was proof. Bright Harbor Digital was not just an idea born from pain. It worked. Nadine told Tomas at the auto shop, Tomas told the tailor. The tailor told the bookstore owner. One by one, the overlooked started finding me. My days became 16-hour stretches. I was the CEO, designer, account manager, copywriter, photographer, receptionist, and janitor. I met clients, built websites, ran campaigns, wrote ads, swept the floor, answered emails at 2 in the morning, ate dinner from vending machines. But this exhaustion felt different. It had purpose. I was not just surviving anymore. I was building. After a year, the basement office could not hold me. I leased a real space in a renovated warehouse district. Exposed brick, big windows, high ceilings. The monthly rent terrified me. I signed anyway. My first hire was Knox Barlow, a quiet writer who could turn a business owner's life into a story people cared about. Then came Talia Brooks, a brilliant designer with sharp instincts and no patience for lazy work. Then Dorian Price, a digital ad specialist who had been rejected by 3 bigger agencies for not having the right background. I did not hire polished people. I hired hungry people. People who knew what it felt like to be underestimated. Our office culture became our mission. Underdogs fighting for underdogs. Our big break came from a small tech startup called Local Nest. They'd been rejected by every major agency in Austin. Too small, too niche, too risky. But I saw the product. I saw the founders. I saw the story. We took them on for less than our usual fee and gave them everything we had. Talia created the visual identity. Knox wrote the founder story. Dorian built a tight ad strategy. I shaped the launch. It went viral in Texas first, then nationally. 6 months later, Local Nest was acquired in a multi-million-dollar deal. In every interview, the founders credited Bright Harbor Digital. Overnight, people started calling. Dallas, Denver, Atlanta, Seattle, brands I had never dreamed of reaching. Then came the magazine feature, Forbes Business South. The headline read, "The Underdog Builder: How Maren Whitfield Turned Overlooked Businesses into Breakout Brands." I was 24 years old, CEO of a multi-million-dollar company, and I was still taking the bus to work. The irony hit me one afternoon when I saw one of our ads wrapped around the side of a city bus. I was sitting inside another bus, heading to a client meeting. I laughed so hard, I almost cried. That evening, I went to a car dealership. There was a pearl-white Tesla near the front, almost identical to Brielle's. I looked at it for a long time. Then I walked past it. In the used lot, I found a dark green Jeep Wrangler. 3 years old, scratched fender, muddy tires. Nothing sleek about it. It looked sturdy, capable, unbothered. It felt like me. "I'll take the Jeep," I told the salesman. He asked about financing. "I'm paying cash." Driving that Jeep off the lot felt better than any gift could have. It was not a prize for being favored. It was proof I had carried myself. 2 years later, Bright Harbor Digital was valued at $25 million after a partnership deal with a New York venture firm. I negotiated hard, not just for money, for control, for our mission, for the small businesses that had built us. When I signed the deal, my hand was steady. That night, I did not call my parents. I took my team to the best restaurant in Austin and ordered the most expensive dinner I had ever paid for. We celebrated together. The people who had shown up, the people who had built something with me, the family I had chosen. For nearly 5 years, my biological family stayed silent. No birthday calls, no holiday messages, no apologies, no curiosity. I told myself that was fine. It was cleaner that way. Then, on an ordinary Tuesday afternoon, My phone buzzed during a strategy meeting. The name on the screen was Mom. For a second, I could not move. The room around me blurred. My executive director was speaking, but her voice sounded far away. I stared at the screen. Mom. A ghost from the old house. A name that still had power, even after everything. I stood. I need to take this. I walked into my office and shut the door. The Austin skyline stretched beyond the glass. A view I had earned. I used it to steady myself. Then I answered. Hello? Maren? My mother said. Oh, thank goodness. I wasn't sure you still had this number. I do. Her voice brightened. Well, sweetheart, your father and I are just bursting with pride. We saw the Forbes feature. Grant bought several copies. To think of our little girl becoming such a big CEO. Our little girl. The phrase felt like a costume she had taken from someone else's closet. I was never their little girl. I was the other one. The one who figured it out. The one who took the bus. She kept talking. We were thinking it has been far too long. We would love to come see your office, maybe take you to dinner, have a real family reunion. A real family reunion. After 5 years. After nothing. Not because they missed me. Because now my success was shiny enough to visit. I almost said no. Then something colder and smarter moved through me. I wanted to see what they wanted. This weekend is booked, I said. Next Wednesday at 2. I have 1 hour. Oh, she said, surprised. Well, yes, Wednesday is perfect. The following week, at 1:55, I stood at my office window and watched them arrive. My father drove a massive black Cadillac Escalade. Behind him came Brielle in the pearl-white Tesla. Still shining. Still symbolic. My assistant brought them upstairs. My mother rushed toward me with perfume, pearls, and a hug that barely touched me. Maren, look at you, she said. This office is gorgeous, even better than the pictures. My father shook my hand. His eyes swept across the office. The artwork, the glass rooms, the employees, the view. You've done well, he said. It sounded less like praise and more like appraisal. Brielle barely looked up from her phone. Hey, she said. She was 23 now, still beautiful, still bored, still waiting for the world to arrange itself around her. I gave them a tour. The creative suites, the strategy room, the video studio, the client wall, the team workspace. My mother smiled at everything. My father calculated. Brielle took a selfie in the lobby, then we ended in my corner office. That was when my mother finally revealed why they had come. Maren, she said. Seeing all this is just so inspiring. And Brielle has always been creative too. She has this wonderful idea for an online fashion boutique. She has the vision. She just needs guidance. There it was. 5 years of silence. 1 magazine feature. 1 visit. And the request. My father stepped in, turning the moment into a pitch. Your sister has talent. What she lacks is seed capital and digital marketing support. You have built an incredible machine here. It would be a small thing for you to help her launch properly. Small thing. My company, my team, my money, my years of suffering. A small thing. My mother smiled. We thought it could be a family venture. Family venture. I looked out the window. Brielle's Tesla was parked below, bright white in the afternoon sun. For a moment, I saw my younger self at that bus stop. Black gown, slipping cap, crumpled dollar bill, watching them choose the car. My father placed a glossy business plan on my desk. We had this drawn up. You provide the initial investment and marketing launch, and we'll consider it you returning the favor for all the support we gave you over the years. Returning the favor. That was the line. The final line. The one that cut through every old thread of guilt. I turned away from the window. Slowly, I walked to my desk. I picked up the business plan. It was professionally bound. Expensive paper. Clean branding. They had prepared this better than they had prepared for my graduation. I set it aside. Then I opened my top drawer and took out my personal checkbook. My mother's eyes lit up. Brielle sat straighter. My father relaxed slightly. They thought I was about to give them money. I uncapped my pen. You mentioned returning the favor, I said. To do that properly, I need the exact amount of the original investment. My father frowned. What? I looked at him. How much was a city bus ticket in Austin in the spring of 2019? The room changed. My mother's face tightened. Brielle blinked. My father stared at me. What are you talking about? The bus fare, I said. The fare for the bus you told me to take to my own college graduation while you stayed home for Brielle's Tesla delivery. No one spoke. I think it was about $1.25, I continued. But I'm feeling generous. I wrote the date. Payable to Grant and Vivica Whitfield. Amount? $1. Memo. Bus fare. Then I tore the check from the book. The sound was small, clean, final. I held it out to my father. Take it. He stared at the check like it was poison. This settles our accounts, I said. This is full repayment for every bit of support you gave me, financial, emotional, and otherwise. We are now even. His face turned red. After everything we did for you? What did you do? I asked. My voice was not loud. That made it worse. What exactly did you do? You ignored me for 18 years. You celebrated every breath Brielle took while treating my achievements like chores. You chose a car delivery over my college graduation. You left me to work nights, skip meals, and drag myself through school alone. And now that I built something from the ground up, you come here asking me to return the favor? My mother started crying. Quiet, shocked tears. Brielle looked stunned, as if no one had ever told her the world did not belong to her. This check is not an insult, I said. It is an invoice, paid in full. The family venture is dissolved. My father snatched the check from my hand, then threw it on the desk. We're leaving. He grabbed the business plan and stormed out. My mother followed, looking wounded. Brielle left last, her face pale and angry. When the door closed, I stood alone in my office. I expected triumph. I expected relief. But what came was emptiness. A deep, ringing silence. For years, my ambition had been fueled by resentment. I had built and built and built because some part of me still wanted them to see me. Now they had seen me, and it had not healed what they broke. For a week, I moved through my life like a machine. Meetings, calls, approvals, presentations, numbers, smiles. Nothing reached me. Then, one night, I was alone in the office, staring at a spreadsheet I was not reading. My eyes drifted to a framed photo on my shelf. It was me and Nadine at the bakery's one-year relaunch anniversary. We were both covered in flour and laughing, I remembered that day. The joy was simple, clean, not about proving anyone wrong, about helping someone rise. That was when I understood. My real victory could not be humiliating my family. That was too small, too temporary. If I wanted lasting peace, I had to build something that turned the pain into purpose. I thought about the girl at the bus stop. Not just me, every student like me. The ones working night shifts, skipping meals, studying under bad lighting, carrying dreams without family support. Being told they were dramatic, difficult, or on their own. I wanted to build something for them. So I created the Ride Forward Foundation. The name came from the bus ride. The day I felt most invisible became the name of something that would help other people be seen. I funded it with $10 million of my own money. Not as charity, as correction. The foundation provided full scholarships, housing stipends, book support, emergency funds, and mentorship for students pursuing degrees without real family support. Not just tuition, a safety net. The thing I never had. Our first applications came from across the country, thousands of essays. I read as many as I could myself. The stories were raw. A first-generation student from rural Kentucky whose parents thought college was betrayal. A young woman from foster care who wanted to become a social worker. A student in Arizona working nights at a warehouse while taking morning classes. Then I read one application from a girl named Elowyn Price. She was from a small town outside Chattanooga. Brilliant, quiet, a future English teacher. Her family loved her in words, but not in action. In her essay, she wrote, "They told me if I insist on leaving for college, I am on my own. They said they will only come to my graduation if I become successful enough to make them proud." Successful enough. I sat back from my desk. The words hit like a memory. I called Elowyn myself. When I told her she was receiving the first full Ride Forward scholarship, she did not speak for several seconds. Then she cried. So did I. "We believe in you," I told her. "You are already enough." A year later, we held the first Ride Forward Gala. All our first scholarship students came. They were dressed beautifully, nervous, proud, alive with possibility. Elowyn gave a speech. She stood at the podium with steady hands and said, "This scholarship did more than pay for school. It told me I was not alone. It told me my dream mattered before the world had proof." I sat in the audience, and something inside me finally softened. Not because my parents apologized. They never had. Not because Brielle changed. She did not. But because the hole they left was being filled with something better than their approval. Purpose. Years passed. Bright Harbor Digital grew. Ride Forward helped hundreds of students. I stopped checking for my parents' names on my phone. I stopped wondering if they saw my interviews. I stopped imagining the apology. Then, one evening, an unknown number sent me a photo. It showed a billboard on the highway outside Austin. A Ride Forward Foundation billboard. A smiling student. The words, "The journey forward starts here." Standing near the bottom edge of the photo, slightly blurred, was my mother. A second message came through. "We're proud of you, Maren." No apology, no explanation, no mention of the bus stop, no acknowledgement of what had been done. Just the sentence I had spent most of my life starving for. I stared at it for a long time, waiting for the old ache. It did not come. No anger, no victory rush, no need to write back every painful detail. Just calm. I typed, Thank you. I made it on my own. Then I set the phone down, and I meant every word. I had not made it in spite of them. I had made it because I refused to let their neglect become the end of me. Sometimes the best revenge is not proving people wrong. It is becoming so whole that you no longer need them to admit they were. Thank you for staying with me until the end. If you have ever been the overlooked one, the one told to figure it out alone, subscribe for more emotional stories about family betrayal, hidden truth, justice, and the quiet strength it takes to build a life no one handed you. And remember this, being overlooked can hurt you, but it can also teach you how to see yourself before anyone else does.